Hey guys, it's JaaackJack and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to go over how to express your dog's bladder. Over the past 9 years, I've shared a handful of these videos, and each video I've made has a different tip or trick or technique that I've learned along the way. We've been doing this for 9 years, so I have to say at this point, I think I'm kind of an expert. So if you haven't seen those videos, I'm gonna leave all of them linked down below for you guys. I highly recommend you check them out if you have a handicapped dog or an incontinent dog. And today's video is no different. I am gonna share a new technique with you guys that has been a lifesaver and something I wish I did from the get-go. But before I get into that, I just want to share a quick little backstory for any of those who are new to my channel, who don't know Zoe's story. So in 2016, I adopted a dog named Zoe, and she was perfectly normal. She was only a couple months old, and she was perfectly healthy. And then that same year, our family home was broken into, and Zoe and our other dog, Coco, both went missing, and we did everything possible to try and get them back and try and find them. We were all over the news. It was like a whole ordeal. And 2 months after the break-in, we actually found Zoe. No sign of Coco, unfortunately, but we were able to find Zoe in a canyon injured, so we don't know how she was injured, but wildlife cameras in the canyon picked her up, dragging herself through the canyon. And so we set up a huge search and rescue, and we all went down to the canyon and rescued Zoe. And it was determined that she had a broken back and pinched nerve, and that she was paralyzed from the waist down. And from that moment on, my life completely changed. I now became her caretaker, and I have been her caretaker for the past 9 years. I can't believe it's been 9 years. She's 10 now, and we've been at this for 9 years, and there's so much that I have learned. And so I want to make this video and just share as much information as I can to help anybody else out there, because trust me, girl, I get it. It is hard. Or boy, girl, whoever's watching. This is a hard journey, and it is not for the weak. I'll tell you that right now. It is not for the weak. Caring for a handicapped pet is not impossible, but it does take a completely different level of dedication, love, compassion, patience, and I'm gonna say it too, strength, especially if you have a bigger dog like I do. Zoe is a pit bull Labrador mix, and she's about 50 pounds. She's a big girl, and the amount of muscle I've had to gain to be able to take care of her, she's definitely made me a lot stronger. So when this whole incident first happened, I was in my 20s. I was young. I was not super in shape, but a little more in shape than I am now. And so I was able to be on the floor expressing Zoe 3 times a day, 4 times a day, and it was like no problem. Well, now I'm in my mid-30s, and it's kind of a problem. The way that expressing a dog's bladder just kills my back is insane, and I cannot believe it took me this long to find a solution. And again, I wish I did this from the very beginning. I got to the point where every time I would express Zoe, I would be in tears because my back would hurt so much, and I wouldn't be able to, like, when I stand up, I wouldn't be able to straighten up right away. Like, it would take me a second, and it just hurt so badly. Because if you think about it, it's not just sitting on the floor, because I can sit on the floor right now and I'm totally fine. It's that I'm sitting on the floor, bent over like this, using all of my strength to squeeze out her bladder, and in like such an awkward position that when I do get up, it's like my back is wrecked. So now we have a changing table for Zoe, and I'm like, this is a game changer. My back pain is gone, and Zoe is completely comfortable being up on a table when I express her. So I'm like, why didn't I do this from the very beginning? So if you have a pet, whether it's a small pet or a big pet, I would highly recommend getting a changing table, or just a table that you can use to express them on, because after, you know, a certain amount of time, your back is going to be wrecked. So that's like the biggest tip I have in this video. Another thing that has changed is that we use disposable diapers now, which is kind of a new thing for us. The whole like past 9 years, we have just let Zoe kind of be naked and roam around the house with no diaper on. Occasionally we would use not disposable diapers, what are they called? Reusable diapers, like cloth diapers. So we would have her in cloth diapers, and you know, I would clean those. That was messy, but like it was a lot cheaper and more affordable. And so I did that, but even then those diapers would still like leak. So if she peed her diaper, that meant it got on the floor or it got on her bed, wherever she was laying, because it would leak out. So those diapers weren't actually great to use. So even though we would put her in those cloth diapers every now and then, even her being in it, I had to almost like, I felt like I had to be like a mind reader. I had to catch Zoe before she even like tinkled in her cloth diaper. Like I would need to make sure I express her before that even happens. So it was a lot of guessing game, a lot of like time and energy focused on her, like just all throughout the day. But now we use disposable diapers and I'm a changed woman. I am never going back to the cloth diapers because these disposable diapers hold everything. It doesn't leak at all. And I was like, again, just like the changing table, why didn't I do this in the beginning? Yes, it's more expensive, so that's like a bummer. We buy diapers maybe like once a week, every other week. So we do buy diapers often. So yes, it does get expensive and it's more waste. Like we have more trash now, but it's just, it'll save you a lot of time and energy and a lot of cleaning. We do have a favorite brand. It's this one right here. And we get it at Stater Bros. I haven't been able to find it anywhere else. I've looked on Amazon and I have tried other disposable diapers. I've tried the Walmart brand, hate it. I've tried the Target brand, I dislike it, but it is my backup if the Stater Bro ones are sold out. So I will use the Target brand occasionally, but Stater Bro diapers are the best. So if you can find them, grab them. And as far as pee-pee pads go, we still use the same kind, which is human pee-pee pads. Don't even waste your time on doggy pee-pee pads. Those things don't absorb anything. They're called under pads. They're not even called pee-pee pads. They're called under pads, and they're meant for like adults who are incontinent, who need to sleep on a pad because they might have an accident for whatever reason, old age, disability, whatever it may be. But those ones are so absorbent, and that's all we've ever used this past 9 years, and that's all I ever recommend. So we still use that. The only difference now is we cut it in half. Like I've gotten so good at expressing Zoe that we can just use half a pad now and not have to waste an entire giant pad for her. So especially if you're expressing your dog 3 to 4 times a day, you're gonna wanna find ways to save where you can. The last thing I wanna mention, it's kind of going back to the diapers. Like I said in the beginning of this video, Zoe is now 10 years old. She's a senior dog. And something that I've noticed with her is that she cannot hold her bladder. Like obviously she's incontinent, she can't hold her bladder, but like not even a little bit. Like I could express her and like an hour later, she has just a little bit trickling out. It's not like a full-on pee, but she's just like, we call it the snail trail. Like she's just dragging and there's a little bit of a snail trail. There's a little bit of a tinkle going across the floor. And for that reason, we now keep Zoe in a diaper 24/7. Like you will not catch Zoe without a diaper now because she's just leaking. Like her body is just leaking. The older she gets, like nothing is staying in at all. So those diapers have been a lifesaver. I'm not going back. Don't ask me to get rid of them because I'm not going to. The last thing I want to mention before I get into the demonstration, when you have an incontinent dog, you know that the biggest concern is UTIs, because if you're not expressing their bladder fully or properly or enough times throughout the day, they are prone to getting UTIs. And Zoe, as you've seen in, you know, all of the videos I've shared throughout the past 9 years, Zoe has like always had a UTI. At least every couple months she would get a UTI, and it was just a regular thing for us, and it sucked, and we would be constantly at the vet getting a refill of Baytril or Clavamox and just getting our medicine, and that was like our routine. But Zoe has been without a UTI for over a year because of this new technique that I have done. It's simple. When you think you're done expressing them and you squeeze everything, go back again and do it all over again. Do it again, and maybe even do it a third time. When you think you're done squeezing, you are not. Squeeze some more. You'll be surprised. There will actually be more coming out, and ever since I started doing that, Zoe has not had a single UTI. I think I'm an expert now at this point. In the beginning, UTIs were such a normal thing for us that we just lived with it. Like, this is what it is. Like, it is what it is. She's always going to get UTIs. And if you're familiar with UTIs, you know how that can be bad, because that can lead to, what is it, kidney failure or liver kidney or liver? I think it's kidney. If it gets bad, it can be fatal, is all I'm saying. That's why it is so important to learn how to express your dog fully and properly. So now that I have deemed myself a certified expert because Zoe no longer gets UTIs, I'm gonna show you how I express her. So I don't know if you can see behind me, this is the changing table that we use. Dun, 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 dun. It is just one of those like fold up tables, and we put one of her blankets on to make it nice and cozy for her. And then we have a basket here with all of the supplies that we need. And then I just keep her wheelchair underneath the table, so all of her stuff is just in one place. Now you might be thinking, Jackie, picking up a 50-pound dog every day, multiple times a day, doesn't that hurt your back? And the answer is no. If you pick up your dog properly, if you pick up any heavy thing properly, it's not gonna hurt your back. So learning how to pick up your big dog, this doesn't apply to anyone with little dogs, but learning to pick up your big dog with your legs, you'll be good to go. And then expressing her on the table is going to just save your back. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get into it because it is time for Zoe to go potty. So I get her to get as close to the table as possible. Bend down with your knees. If you're picking your dog up like this, you're gonna hurt your back. Bend your knees, hold them like under the chest like this, and then lift with your knees, or with your legs. And then I just kind of lean back so that her butt, like, cause I'm a little short, so I lean back to get her butt on the table, and then she's here. So once she's here, I like when her butt's on this side and her face is on that side. I tell her to lay down. Nope, she's trying to get back to her snacks over there. Lay down. Good girl. Go elbow. Our table is very wobbly, but she is very confident on it. She's not scared at all, so that's good. And then, oh, another thing. I shared this in this video, the super in-depth video that I talked about expressing a dog's bladder. I tell Zoe to go on her elbow, which looks like this. Zoe, elbow. Elbow. Head down. Head down. Basically, that's the position I like her in, but because she's getting older and she's a little more stubborn, like my senior dog is kind of stubborn. She's a bit stubborn. She'll listen to me, but then pop back up like this because she doesn't want to stay down like that. And when she's in this position, I can't feel her bladder as much, so I tell her to go elbow, and then I try and find the bladder as quickly as I can before she pops back up, and then I squeeze. So sometimes you just gotta work with your dog's personality, and in this case, she's a bit more stubborn now that she's older. We have a pee-pee pad that we've already cut in half, and I'm just going to slide this under her butt. Go elbow. Everything is just easier when she's on her elbow, but she doesn't like to listen. And then I'm gonna take her diaper off. Let's see if there's anything on this diaper. Yep, there is. Little tinky. And oh, these diapers have the same like yellow lines that human baby diapers have, and it turns blue when it's wet. So that's kind of cool. Now for the expressing part, I put her tail behind the pee-pee pad, and then I kind of like create this little barrier so that way the pee doesn't like touch her feet, touch her tail. I just try to keep it as clean as possible. And then I also, this is like hard to show, I try, like, if I leave the pee-pee pad flat, when I express her, the pee will like kind of go all over the place. So I try to push and create kind of this level so the pee only stays on this side. Now go elbow. You have to be quick with this part. Go elbow, 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 elbow. Okay, and I found it. She's popped back up, but I found it. So I'm just going to squeeze as much as I can. Now I pull the pee-pee pad a little bit, fold that, pull it so nothing is touching her. And you may think you're done with the pee-pee, but no, we're gonna try again. Okay, elbow, one more time. Quickly find it. And look at that. That's all pee-pee I would have missed. And I pull that out, fold it over so nothing touches her. And now we are done. She's officially done being expressed. And now I take another end, just wipe her little peck. If she has a super soaked diaper, that means like there's pee just sitting all on her like private areas and her fur. I'll take the Mighty Mutt waterless shampoo. This stuff is awesome. And I'll just take it on a paper towel and clean her whole area. but her diaper was fine, so I'm not going to do it right now. But that's something I do just to keep this area clean, because dog pee is like really strong and it could actually give them like diaper rash and give them little sores down here if you're not keeping the area clean. So that is definitely something to keep in mind when using the diapers. And now we're gonna do poo-poo, which I've talked about before. And this like motion that I'm doing and the method that I'm doing, I do it so fast, but I need to share a disclaimer. My finger is not going in her booty hole. Like, I just want to make that very clear. I am not going inside. I am staying on the outside and just massaging it to stimulate the muscles, and then she will push. So I kind of just go this back and forth motion underneath her butthole, just kind of doing a U shape underneath. And then you'll start to feel she's pushing poo-poo out. Again, my fingers are not going in there. That is gross. Okay, we've got that. I'm just wiping, make sure there's no poo-poo stains. Grab that, and with my last clean corner here, I'm just going to press, make sure there's no more poo-poo, and she's clean. Now we can roll this up. And I have a trash can outside in the backyard that's just dedicated for all of her poopies, so I will throw that out there. A fresh pack. We keep her stash of diapers and pads in the closet, but we only keep like what we're using at the moment in this basket. So these are the diapers that we love. So I just open it up, find the little tail hole, and that's where you want to start. So just pull the tail through. Make sure all of this is flat and as high as it can go. And then I'm going to grab this part and her hip and tuck it under so it's covering her entire little private area. Velcro that. And then this one, my hand is going to go under her stomach real quick. And then I just smooth everything out over here as, oops, sorry baby, as best I can. And then I lift her leg. You just want to make sure the tabs are kind of flipped out so that way when she does pee, it doesn't leak. Now, when I pick her up to bring her down, I use my left hand to double check that the diaper on the side that she's laying on right now is completely covering her private area. So let me show you what that looks like. So I put my right arm under her chest, and then I'll grab her little booty with the other hand. So I'm holding her like this, and while I'm holding her, I make sure this is flat and that her pec is not sticking out, because you know, sometimes that happens. And that is it for this video and how we express a dog's bladder. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Look at my old girl, she's 10 years old now, can you believe that? But anyways, we hope this video was helpful. If you have any other questions about taking care of a handicapped pet, please let me know in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer or make a dedicated video. But yeah, we hope this video was helpful and that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.